Just want to say good morning, everybody. We are going to begin here in just a moment. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Brenda, and thank you all for being here at our Lions Day at the Capitol. Of course, we're not in Salem and we're not at the Capitol building, but through the wonder of technology, we can still virtually have our annual Lions Advocacy Day. And I want to welcome everybody, of course, but I want to say a special thank you to Oregon legislators that have registered and I believe are in attendance. Senator Patterson, Senator Steiner-Hayward, Representative Levy, Representative Solman, Representative Reynolds, Representative Nathanson, Representative Evans, Representative Wilde, and Representative Weber. Many of you have actually attended school vision screenings and have seen firsthand the power of what can be done when we identify students at a very early age that should be seen and should be learning better than they actually are. Thank you also to legislative staff that are in attendance. And thank you so much for all of our Lions and other children vision health advocates that are here. Hey, today's event is actually going to be split sort of into two segments. Our advocacy Lions Day at the Capitol segment, where we are going to be talking about Senate Bill 5513, which is in essence the budget for the Oregon Department of Education for the next biennium. Within the Department of Education budget is a grant in aid line item of $2 million that will support school vision screenings, again, for the next 2 years. And this fund in the Department of Education was established in 2017 with bipartisan support. It passed unanimously, and it did again in 2019. We are asking you to support Senate Bill 5513 in its current fashion so that, again, we can help provide these critically important vision screenings for Oregon children. So with that being said, we're going to immediately go right into a video that's going to illustrate for you the importance of these early vision screenings for Oregon students.
If kids can see, they can learn. 80% of learning is done visually. Catching student vision issues at the earliest possible age is a major factor in ensuring good student outcomes and keeping our kids on track for graduation.
Detection of issues like eyesight or hearing or maybe other issues that affect a child's ability to learn need to be detected early in their period of time in education. The earlier they're detected, the less the cost that will be, the more chances that they will develop to their fullest potential.
The sooner we can catch vision problems, the better. And children's eyes also change very rapidly, so you can pass in kindergarten and completely fail in the first grade.
Oregon schools, their school nurses, and their private partners, like the Oregon Lions Sight and Hearing Foundation, are doing their best to meet the mission of providing high-quality vision screening services to Oregon school children.
Well, the nurses just literally love us because we've taken a huge job off of their shoulders. Nurses would have to do manual, old-fashioned chart on the wall, HOTV vision screenings with kids, and it would take weeks of their time.
The technology the Lions has brought to the schools, we're able to test in just a matter of seconds 13 separate eye conditions, and in schools to be able to test both for distance and for close up is absolutely huge.
I was really confused about what was going on because when I was in first grade it was really easy for me to see and everything was fine, but around second grade it got really hard for me to read the board, and I was really confused and scared about why I couldn't see things, and I was too nervous to tell anybody.
At an early age, we thought her eyesight was just like any other child's. We had absolutely no idea that she wasn't seeing just like her friends. It started with little reports. Paige isn't staying focused in class. Paige is talking a lot to her neighbor during worksheet time. We thought it was an issue of being on task, but the word focus kept getting tossed around.
Tens of thousands of students have had vision problems detected early enough to keep them on track and succeeding in school. It all adds up. Not only does this program need to be saved, it needs to be expanded so that every child in the state can get the vision screening they need and deserve.
It's the effectiveness, it's the efficiency, and Same thing, the kids just do better in school, and that's what the objective is.
Every child should have the right to progress to their fullest potential, and society has a responsibility to see that every child has that right fulfilled.
Vision professionals tell us that about 25% of all children have some type of a vision health issue. And in fact, children that don't see well likely don't read well either. And studies show that children that don't read at grade level, as young as 3rd grade, have a 13 times less likely chance of graduating from high school. So it's a really critical issue, especially here in Oregon. In recognition of that, a bill was passed in 2013, House Bill 3000, that now mandates vision screenings for children before they enter school. The problem is it's an unfunded mandate until 2017, when the legislature then unanimously approved Senate Bill 187, which now provides some public funding to provide vision screenings for children. However, it's only enough funding to address about 35% of children kindergarten through 8th grade. We hope that this support then will allow more kids to be identified at an early age, keep them on track academically, and we really believe that it'll increase our high school graduation rate here in Oregon. So, there's a couple of, I think, a couple of real key takeaways from that video, and want to thank everyone that helped make that video possible. One was the little girl, Paige, when she said, there was something that just wasn't right, but I was afraid to tell anybody. And just think how many children there are across the state that are probably in a similar situation. So these screenings are just huge in terms of connecting children that need them to comprehensive eye exams. And then also, the fact that learning is 80% visual, I think it reinforces the anecdotal belief that we all kind of instinctively know that it's important to do these screenings. Should mention that Dr. Lowry was invited to attend today, and he just had another conflict. And also thank you for being a member of the advisory committee that the Department of Education put together to qualify and to certify organizations that provide the objective vision screenings in Oregon schools. So this fund is set up to only reimburse students that have been screened using the objective methodology. And it's really an important emphasis. The efficacy, the accuracy of this technology is extremely high. And so when we tell a family that your child should get a comprehensive eye exam, it's correct information, which is really important. We don't want to over-refer students. Our next slide will give you a little bit of an illustration in terms of the statewide impact that this fund has. Last school year, not this school year, but last school year, our organization, the Oregon Lion Sight and Hearing Foundation, were able to screen each pinpoint that represents a school screening event that we did. So we did over 600 screening events, screening around 182,000 students last year, referring approximately 10.5% of those students for comprehensive exams. And of course, we follow up, or we're able to provide information to the family to provide them with resources if they lack them to get the comprehensive eye exams. And what we want to take a moment to describe here is that every single school that accesses this fund does have the objective technology. So whether or not it's a school in Salem that Dr. J.P. Lowry recommended, or a school in the most remote part of Oregon, they're getting the same high quality screening results. So again, every public school in Oregon may access this fund. Also want to mention very briefly the cost efficiency of this fund. Once approved, the reimbursement rate is $3.20 per student, and the actual market value of such a vision screening is actually 10 times that amount. So the public funding is being used very, very responsibly. And then just want to mention that probably most importantly, while on the surface, this feels like a health type of an issue, which it is, vision health, the end result is the academic performance of students. When they're able to read at grade level, when they're able to be successful in the classroom, we are convinced that this will help improve Oregon's high school graduation rate. So that being said, I know it's kind of a quick whirlwind presentation for our legislators, but we understand that legislators and staff, you have extremely busy days. We are going to follow up and email you the video that you saw earlier, and we are happy to provide any other information that you are interested in to help you support Senate Bill 5513. The next slide here, I think, has a little bit of an image of our Lions Day at the Capitol event that we did most recently when we were able to meet in person at the state capitol. And there's a contingent of Lions, some of them around Senator Betsy Johnson. At this point, I just want to thank all the legislators for attending today, for your support of Senate Bill 5513. Again, encourage you to ask any questions, send us an email. If you need more information on this proposed legislation. And again, thank you for supporting vision screening in Oregon schools. And thank you for being part of the process of helping to improve our Oregon high school graduation rate. At this point, we're gonna change gears a little bit. And we're gonna introduce Danelle Romaine and Mike Freeze, who are going to talk about the status of the bill. They're going to talk to our Lions. Legislators are more than welcome to continue to stay and attend, but now we're going to talk to our constituents in terms of how to communicate to your elected representatives to make sure that they are aware of the issue and to ensure that we can, again, gain support for Senate Bill 5513. So Danelle, Mike, good morning.
Good morning, Doug. Good morning, everyone. Great to see you. Thanks for this wonderful presentation. Wow, it makes me sad that we're not in the Capitol doing this when I see these pictures of us all in years past. But that's why this is such an important event this morning, that we communicate about the funding that's currently in Senate Bill 5513 and how to ensure that you're talking to your legislators about making sure that funding, that the bill is actually funded when it passes this session. Mike, are you on here too?
Yeah, good morning, everybody. It's good to see you all, at least those of you with your cameras on.
So the bill is currently in the committee where it will get funded, the Ways and Means Committee in the Education Subcommittee. It's already had a public hearing. So the next step in the next month or so will be the funding, the $2 million for the vision screening program. Fortunately, it is in the Department of Education budget. That was something we've worked on for the past several years. We believe it's in there, but we need to ensure that that bill gets across the finish line with that $2 million for vision screenings. And so what we wanted to talk to you about quickly this morning, and I think we can probably go to the next slide, is how you communicate with your legislators. I believe that Doug and team are going to send this out to you after this meeting as well, but there is a link, and it's also on the Oregon Legislature's website, where you can essentially type in your address and it will tell you who your representatives are in the Oregon Legislature, both your House representative and senator. What you want to do is then email those folks with the information about Senate Bill 5513 and the ask for the $2 million to continue this important program. And I believe, like I said, that the Lions will be sending you an email with some kind of suggested verbiage to use along with the one pager we have on 5513. It's really important that legislators hear from their local constituents. It's one thing to hold a larger meeting, but the most impactful communication you can have is a legislator hearing from somebody in their own district. So it's important that you know your legislators, that you figure out who's representing you in your area, and that you communicate with them directly about this program. With that, I'm happy to answer any questions, or if we've missed something, Doug, please let us know, but it hopefully will be pretty straightforward.
Thank you, Danelle. So how about if someone's thinking, gosh, I mean, I know my state representative. I see her from time to time. Danelle, what's the recommended best way to communicate? Is it an email? Is it a phone call? Obviously, you can't go visit a legislator right now. Can you speak to that?
Yeah, we're a little limited these days because we can't actually physically go into the Capitol building. But if you have a personal relationship already with a legislator, you should absolutely give them a call if you're on that friendly of terms with them, or absolutely send them an email. You know, we're a little limited in how we can communicate with legislators these days. So emails and phone calls are pretty much your options. So I would do both or one of those for your personal contacts.
Great. And again, if we were sitting in hearing room 50 right now, down on the ground floor of the Capitol, right around the corner from the cafe there, here in a few minutes, we would all disembark and look at the map and try to find our state senator's office. So of course, we're not doing that today, but we do ask you today, or at least this week, that you do contact your legislator and thank them and encourage them to support Senate Bill 5513.